You will never guess what Utah Republican Congressman Jason Chaffetz wants to investigate now. This is the guy who's known as a political investigator in chief of sorts. He was behind many of the Hillary Clinton Benghazi investigations, the Hillary Clinton email investigations. He's the chairman of the House Oversight Committee. And in the middle of all the Trump-Russia scandals, the ongoing and growing connections and conflicts involving Trump and the Kremlin, the ongoing and growing conflicts involving Trump's businesses, he has finally decided to investigate the Twitter account from the state's Bryce Canyon National Park. Right. Chaffetz reportedly suspects that a months-old tweet posted in December might reveal that park officials had advanced notice that President Obama was planning to designate over 1 million acres in Utah as a national monument. And that's really, really suspicious to him. It's hard to understand why this is an investigation at all. Never mind why this is an investigation that's on the radar of Jason Chaffetz, although admittedly it's at the bottom of his list, according to him. We have no Michael Flynn investigation. We have no Trump-Russia investigation. We have no Trump business conflicts of interest investigation. But a tweet by national parks, Jason Chaffetz is going to get to the bottom of this. If Donald Trump was a Democrat, not a Republican, Pat, the number of investigations happening right now would make your head spin endlessly.
I honestly think there's some hope for Jason Chaffetz, though, because remember recently when Kellyanne Conway was advertising Ivanka Trump's products, he said, we may look into this to see if she's violating any ethics laws here. I don't think he ended up pursuing that, but, you know, it's a nice sign, right?
I thought that it was actually part of the distraction from what should be an investigation, which is the Trump-Russia stuff. But yes, he did mention it. But forget about the Russia stuff, the Flynn stuff, all that stuff for a second. Do you think that Republicans would even have allowed a Democratic candidate or the president to not disclose their taxes with so many reasons to be concerned about what those taxes contain? In fact, we don't even really have to speculate because Chaffetz boasted that he had 3 years of investigations already lined up for Hillary Clinton if she were to have won in November. I would not be opposed to Evan McMullin, the conservative independent candidate for president from Utah, primarying Jason Chaffetz in Utah. It would be interesting to see. This guy is really the bottom of the barrel, true deplorable, and I would love to see a big primary challenge against him.
And absolutely, because I don't think Chaffetz is very safe in his district. I mean, yes, Utah is very conservative, but they're not Trump Republicans at all.
No.
So if he brands himself as kind of close to the Trump administration, not willing to investigate them, they may want to primary him. And judging from his recent town halls, the public is not very happy with his performance.
Have you been watching some of those Republican town
halls? The
halls?
Highlights, absolutely.
We haven't talked about it much, but people are showing up. I actually am, well, hold on. Let me first set it up. I don't want to get ahead of myself. A lot of Republicans are doing town halls, and people are showing up, and it's like a pretty hostile crowd. Like I was watching one in Arkansas yesterday with Tom Cotton, and it was like a 50-50 hostile crowd. And obviously, it's a self-selected crowd. These are people who are saying, I'm going to go. It's not like the state is 50-50 Democrats and Republicans. It crossed my mind that Republicans are doing this on purpose just to get this, to get clips of them being shouted down in media to then maybe fire up their base or say, look at these people who are just showing up and being so vile with us or blah, 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 blah. It did cross my mind.
I don't know. I think the Republicans are just being guilted into doing this. And what's fascinating to me is that it seems like even their more conservative constituents are upset with the idea that they may try to repeal the Affordable Care Act, which they seem to finally be coming around to.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of the complaints at these town halls are from people who say, do not repeal the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, call it what you will. That's an issue in and of itself. And increasingly, we see polling is more and more positive on the Affordable Care Act. So there's no doubt that that is absolutely an issue that's important. So anyway, Jason Chaffetz, he's investigating just the exact opposite of what he actually should be doing.